Hello, everyone, and welcome to Soul Survivors. Thank you for joining us for an evening of Dungeons and Dragons. I'm Sean, he, him, and I will be your Dungeon Master tonight. Soul Survivors is a continuation of events started in Seeds of Defiance. Following the death of Father Rex Alathai, several of his closest companions have gathered together to look into the mysterious circumstances in which he perished. Can the party get to the bottom of this plot and save Neverwinter? Let's find out together, after we have met the players and heard from our sponsors and supporters.
Hi everyone, my name's Talia and I am playing Zinmoira Lithram, the Dampier Grave Cleric of Kalemvor. After battling the undead in Dorano's Echo, they've come back to Neverwinter feeling more secure in their faith, but feeling the ramifications of that in their personhood. They're back in the city to go and take charge with their rightful position as the head of the Kalemvor Church in Neverwinter, but there are shenanigans happening again. Did not consent to this. No more shenanigans.
Hello, my name is Tom. I use he, him pronouns, as does... Hello there, Giacomo here, head of the circus and... I'm kidding. Nah, it's just normal Giacomo. I'm a reborn, you see, bit of a rogue. I was murdered, came back from the dead. Now I'm head of the circus and I'm here to solve some mysteries, save the world. Proper hero stuff, you know.
Hi, I'm Evie. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Arcana, who also uses she, her pronouns. Arcana is a half-elf artificer artillerist from beyond the stars. After sealing away a vast apocalyptic being on her own planet at Death's Door, available on YouTube, she has made a home in Neverwinter. How will she cope living in a non-post-apocalyptic deathscape? Will she learn to trust her friends? I can't wait to find out.
Hello, my name is Josh. I use he, him pronouns, and I shall be playing Jakarth Silrian, who also uses he, him pronouns. Jakarth has been on a bit of an adventure of late. He has been to other planes of existence, absorbed souls, then deposited said souls in the afterworld, or afterlife, sorry, and Valhalla to be specific, and is now back in Neverwinter to deal with whatever's going on here. Hopefully, nothing bad. Check out our sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for carefully crafted click-clack math rocks for use in your favourite TTRPGs. Phoenix Dice work with recycled goods, meaning their products and packaging are all made from sustainable materials. You can go to phoenixdice.com to check out their entire selection, including some limited Roll Together dice. And if you use the code ROLLTOGETHER, all caps, at checkout, you'll get 25% off your next purchase.
Big love to our D20 Club on Patreon. They're great. You're wonderful. We love you so much. And they help us keep the kobolds in line, which is very important. They get up to all sorts of cheeky jam-related activities. Anyway, the D20 Club, they've created a fan Discord where you can come and chat about all things Roll Together. And they've created a wiki page to help you keep track of all of our stories, which you can find at rolltogether.fandom.com. You can join and be as cool as they are from as little as one of your local currencies per month by following the link in chat or in the description below.
We are delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. You can select your heroes and formation, then battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. And if you put !code into chat, you'll get yourself a free Electrum chest.
We are happy to be supported by Homie and the Dude. Homie and the Dude are a father and son duo, a group company that make various different TTRPG supplement books, which includes The Wandering Tavern, and coming soon to Kickstarter, they have a new Dune/Mad Max inspired book called Scorched Basin. You can go check out all of their stuff following the links in chat or in the description below. And if you use the code ROLLTOGETHER at checkout, you can get 10% off of your purchase.
You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and TikTok by searching Roll Together RPG, or by following the links in chat or in the description below. If you can't join us live and want to see our previous adventures, you can catch up straight after on YouTube or on your favourite podcasting app. by searching for Roll Together RPG.
Finally, we run queer-friendly tables and encourage and support trans and GNC players and characters in our games. Our players and DM may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own. We aim to avoid misgendering but acknowledge that it does happen. We welcome corrections and have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. Check out Safety in Chat for content warnings and some of the safety tools that we use through the TTRPG Safety Toolkit.
And with all that, let's begin. Hello and welcome to Soul Survivors. We find ourselves back in Neverwinter. This is a Neverwinter a few months on from a lot of the events of the horror series, the Neverwinter saga. An innumerate number of months. We don't need to go into this. I'm sure someone's got a board somewhere and they're working out the chronology for us. But yeah, Neverwinter, the city of skilled hands, a city of mystery and intrigue, and many adventurers who find their way to the city, through the city, at the city, in a city. And to determine who we are going to meet first, I'm going to ask you all for an initiative roll.
It'd be helpful if I got my dice out, wouldn't it?
Did anyone get over a 20?
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh.
Ooh, I got a 22. What did you get, Evie?
Also a 22.
Yay! Best friends!
Twinsies.
Forgot to add to initiative. No.
What?
I just forgot to add the number to the dice roll.
Okay, well, Talia and Tom, what did you get?
20.
15.
Okay. I did that as if it was going to, so basically we're pairing off. I mean, I'm not, that's what the conceit is, audience, I'm sorry. And I was like, oh, a 22 and a 22, then whoever I add to the thing, and I'm looking at it and I realize that the pairs are the faster people together and the slower people together. So that wasn't quite as climactic as we thought. If you imagine the camera panning over the city, almost as though it was held by some sort of swallow, probably an African one, the weight of the camera. Just zooming in along the, thank you, along the city, just following along the river, over the bridges, towards the Dolphin Bridge. And near the Dolphin Bridge, on the southern side of the bridge, there is a pub known as the Dolphin's Wake. The bridge being sculpted as though it's a dolphin kind of leaping out of the water, and the pub being in the location of its wake. There's a whole thing that they've got going on, where one such adventurer, as was previously described, is currently residing. So, Evie, could you please describe your character for us?
Yeah, so we have Arcana, who is a half-elf of about medium stature, quite wiry, all elbows kind of, with naturally pink hair, about shoulder length, half up, half down, pair of goggles on her head, and overalls with kind of like little bits and cogs and bits for smeldering around, and next to her is a massive gun, just absolutely tricked out. And at the moment, Arcana is kind of in a very dark room, very little light, but illuminated through little pinpricks of pink of some figures that you can't quite make out quite yet. You can see bits of string, bits of failed explosions. It's the room of a mad person in a comic book, basically. Just kind of trying to figure things out, hunched over a work table.
Excellent. And I think fair to say this is not an unusual occurrence, but there is a knock on the door. And Josh, could you please describe for me said knocker.
So many ways I could take that. But stood at the door on the other side, obviously, because it'd be weird knocking on the inside of the door, is a gentleman standing at around 6 foot tall, short, swept back black hair with a strange, oddly unnatural grey streak through the middle of it. Big, almost quite plump grey beard, no, black beard, sorry, similar to the one that I currently have. Piercing, flame orange, yellow eyes, a few scars on his face. The most notable thing on his body and his face are red scales that sort of just creep out from under his under where his hair is. It's not like all over his face, it's just in the corners, a bit like I'm sorry for people who don't get this reference, but a bit like the Trill from Star Trek with the black lines going all the way down there. For anybody who doesn't get that, I apologize, but it's like that. But the scales go all the way down his arms. His hands are draconic in ways. He's got bandages wrapped around in areas. His arms are exposed. He's wearing a black breastplate where black breastplate at the bottom of the breastplate there it is sectioned off into black yellow, as a little homage to some friends that he's made recently, with leather trousers and a big bow on his back that's wrapped in green linen cloth type thing. Yeah, it's Jakarth, for anybody who doesn't know who Jakarth is. I'm just knocking on the door. Arcana, are you there?
You hear a clanging from inside as something gets knocked over. It's like, ah, fuck. And eventually, after a lot of noise, it kind of creaks open. Jakarth?
Yep, it's me. Are you okay?
Yeah, fine. Everything's all right. How many days has it been?
It's been a few. I've been away for a little bit. But I'm back now, and I just wanted to bring you, and I hold up a paper bag with there's like some greenery and stuff sticking out of it. I bought some food for you in case you needed it.
Oh, thank God, I've not eaten since you last visited me. Come in. Grabs bag.
Okay. Oh no, grabs bag, not grabs me. Oh, yep.
Also
there
grabs
you go.
you. Like
Oh, what? Oh, I'm wearing a big red scarf as well. So.
As soon as you're in, the door is slammed behind you and locked like 4 times.
How's things been? Are you okay?
Yeah. It's going well. I've had a few more experiments fail.
Right.
But it's fine. You know, failure is just the route to success. You got to fail before you can actually make an impact with your work. So with every singe and magical hiccup, I'm getting closer to achieving something. Right? That's how it works. We know that's how it works.
Yeah. No, fully get what you're saying. I thank you for the little bit of training you gave me with how to detect portals and stuff. It came in handy recently. So, but yeah, I just wanted to check to make sure you were okay. Do you want to go outside? You know, out there? Go and explore?
Oh no.
You sure?
If you look down, you can kind of see, kind of tugging at your boots and kind of crawling up my legs are these tiny little shadowy poppets. No, poppets are Tom's thing. The little plushes, shadowy and dark.
You can have poppets. I give you permission.
Poppet plushes. It's
there
fine.
you go. Available from the store.
Made of like shadow stuff with like pink eyes that glow.
These are new. Where's Josh? Barbara. Where's Barbara?
Oh, I've not made her today. I can only make her once a day.
Okay.
So, you know, it's not been her time quite yet. I was going to make her in a little bit. But these are happy accidents.
Hello, happy accidents.
He's kind of wave at you cheerily.
Right.
Oh, they're
okay.
nice to you.
Are they not nice to you?
No, they're a little bit sinister. Look at this. Okay. What's a lie? I am a purple elephant, and as I say that, they all just turn their heads to look at me, eyes twing very brightly, and they start to grow little horns.
That is both terrifying and awesome.
Yeah, an experiment went wrong, and I'm stuck with them. I don't know how to get rid of them.
I mean, Why would you want to? These things are awesome.
I mean, they're not following you around everywhere and calling you out whenever you lie.
That's a good point. I could see how that could get annoying eventually, yes. Maybe coming outside might help that. You might be able to lose them.
What's with you and fresh air? Nothing good ever came from fresh air.
I mean, meeting other people, going on adventures. What's the other? It might give you an epiphany. I think it is when you might be stuck in a bit of a creative rut. My cousin goes through that all the time.
Wait, what's
a light bulb moment? Yes.
Do we have light bulbs? We probably have light bulbs. Maybe.
Very important bit of steampunk tech. You don't know that the gun's on if the light's not on.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you seem to really. Does it smell in here?
I wasn't going to say anything, but just a tad. Especially if you've not been out of here since I last came.
No, you said 3 days.
Yeah, a little bit longer than that, maybe, or just over a week.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's go stretch our legs. Maybe you can treat me to some noodles or something.
Yeah, well, Zinmoira's mother's been asking for you. This is where some of this food came from, so I'm sure she'll be happy to see you.
As I said, I've not eaten since I last saw you, so I could probably use something.
That's good. I've got to stop at the Church of Kenmore before we go there. Moira's not back yet, so just need to check that the acolytes are doing what she left them to do, and then we'll head to her parents' house.
Where was Moira again?
I don't know. Just sort of vanished, said I'm going somewhere, and then just went. There wasn't really much of a trying to get any information out of them is like getting blood out of a stone, and there's totally a pun intended there.
That's true. I did actually try and have a look at where she was, but as I said, like these guys just kind of came into existence. Maybe I should stick to my own wheelhouse. Anyway, let's walk and talk.
I will I'll pick the bag of shopping up and I'll just place it, and it's got like some little contained like soup and stuff in it. I'll put those on the side, put them away when they need to go.
Oh no, I just take them and start drinking the soup.
Okay.
It's been a while.
No, that's fair. I'll put the spoons away that came with it. Right, and then I'll just pack some of the dirty stuff away. Might have a bit of mold in it now, because there's no washing facilities here. I normally wash those at Zinmoira's parents. Let's go. Follow me, and then we walk out the door.
Fantastic.
Maybe just ask. Oh, sorry.
No, go on, Karen.
I was just going to continue the conversation, but if we want to move on.
Well, as you kind of head downstairs, you do you pass the landlady, who I literally Anadis Portsip Tallnose. The half elf. She's got auburn skin. She talks with a Kithis accent. And presumably hasn't seen you for a while, except maybe to bring up water every so often. Oh, Arcana, it's lovely to see you out and about.
Is it? Can I insight check?
Sure.
And I have. Oh, what is it? 1 second. Cool. I'm now going to be a little bit paranoid and insight check anything when I think anybody is lying, and I can't roll below an 8 on that, which is cool. But I got 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
Bloody hell, right. Well, given that this is a commoner and her stats are all 10, that easily passes. Yeah, she's genuinely happy to see you out. Like, she's been a bit concerned about you, particularly, you know, she's a widowed old woman. Like, you know, she's moved to Neverwinter to kind of get away from everything that reminded her of her dead husband. and so she kind of has filled in a motherly role. So anyone who stays with her for like long term, she gets very protective of, and yeah, she's taken quite a liking to Arcana.
Oh, hello. Yes. Sorry. Sorry for the noise. It's been a little while. How are you? How's your knees?
Oh, my knees. That that they are how they are. It's terrible when you get older, But and so don't worry about the noise. We let out the topmost room for a reason. I'm just glad to see you out and about. And Jagarth, it's been a while as well. You haven't stopped by to check in on Arcana for a bit.
No, I had some business that took me out of town for a little while, but I returned this morning, so went and got some bits and bobs to bring to Arcana.
Excellent. Well, actually, someone did stop by. They wouldn't talk to myself really or Arcana, but they said that their name was Garel, and that they would meet you at the temple to Kalemvor when you're back.
Okay. What do they look like? I don't think I'm aware of that name.
You would be.
I am aware of that name.
Yeah. Garel is the Harper contact that you got from Eltrion. Garel is a human, but tends to have very kind of nondescript appearance, so that they can just kind of blend into a crowd. So, just dark skin, dark hair, brown eyes, like very kind of chestnut brown human. Just has really made their kind of averageness an advantage. So Garel, I didn't get a further name. They said that you'd know who they were.
Oh right, yes. No, sorry, it took me a moment I haven't heard that name for a little while. Yeah, thank you very much. I'll go meet with them.
Planned. I don't know if you've got a set time. They literally just said that they'd meet you there. I don't know what they're doing.
I don't know. I'll have to go find out. If they're not there, I'll just have to come back at another time. But yes, thank you for the information. Is everything all square with Arcana's and just sort of gesture room and things? Do we need to pay anything?
Oh no, you paid up front, couple of months ahead of time, so you adventurers, you pay for everything in bulk, don't you?
It's true. It is true. And we also have a knack for losing track of time as well. So that's why I wanted to check. I didn't want to be in arrears with you, so didn't want either of us to be in arrears with you or anything. So, then I'll just sort of stand there awkwardly, like, I don't know what to say now. Can we go?
Well, come on, Jakarth. We need to get to your temple. You need to tell me where you've been. Good to see you. We'll see you again later, okay? It's okay. Finger guns out.
All right. Lovely. Make sure you've got sun cream.
Wax on sun cream on the nose.
Yeah. Yes. And as we walk out the door, I'm like, it's not my temple. I just help run it. Oh, and by the way, I did this mission, and then we'll go out the door.
Oh. So we mentioned a name during that conversation, and were eagerly awaiting their return to Neverwinter. Talia, could you please describe your character?
Okay, so I'm Zin Moira Lethram, recently returned from my self-given mission to the north and dealing with that, and now on my way home. I think if the camera kind of comes and revolves this way, then you see it's what looks like a younger woman covered in like armor, like battle armor, kind of battle skirts, got a breastplate, shield, combat whips on her side, kind of more covered up even than she usually is. kind of hood above their head, gloves over their fingers, cowl kind of raised up slightly higher. They've got a kind of a darker, dusky skin tone, but it's slightly ashy. And you can see coming down from this hood a massive, dark purple hair through this. Their features are very sharp through this. Everything's kind of just very heightened through that. And their eyes, again, are purple as if a dark blue had been tinged with red to it. And you can see kind of purple kind of fangs just dipping on their teeth. They are an elven-born Dampier, and she is more comfortable with that than she was a little while ago, but now dealing with the consequences of that. And she is a little terse, a little stressed, as always. When are they not? But kind in her way and shepherding her companion with her towards the door of her parents' house, finally having made it home.
Yeah, so the camera kind of pans across the river to the north side of the city, into the Blue Lake district, I believe. And who is your companion, Tom?
As the camera's gets Zenmora and then goes down a little bit, about 5'2", now also wearing, I think, pretty much wearing Zenmora's second-hand stuff, also in a cloak, in a dress that probably doesn't fit her that well, is Amaryllis. Amaryllis Giftig is a haggling necromancer, and she has pale green skin, horns which used to curve up to a point, but she cut them back, and a rather undescript, not that important spell book that's just bouncing against her hip as she walks. She's wearing Zenmora's boots, which I think are too big for her. So she's doing her best not to fall over. But from when we saw her before, she's got a bit more confidence and has received a bit of this terseness as the memories of who they used to be before combined together. Let's see how much Zenmora still likes Amaryllis. She's trying her best. She really is. But, a young hag in the big city, there's all sorts of things you can get up to, especially in a city where a lot of people died recently. So she's on her best behaviour. She's on the proverbial leash.
There's a reason why we're going to my parents, which is essentially, if they brought me up for a part of my life and then coped with me, they're the best people to keep an eye on you with also very lack of judgment.
I mean, I'll take it, relearn my life skills, and as the memory's still coming back, but I don't think I've ever been to Neverwinter before. Is there anything in particular I need to do? I assume, not spit or start fights.
Just don't be a dick.
For a moment, I thought you were just going to say, just don't.
Just don't.
Again, just don't. Yeah, no, okay.
Or at least do, but think really hard about it first, and then think about me first, and then think about me having thoughts and opinions.
So, gestures around her wrist. What would Zenmora do? Like a bracelet. Yeah, okay. I think I can work with that.
If you do the stupid thing, make sure that other people aren't caught in the crossfires and you've thought about it carefully.
You see Amaryllis, has a look that I think you've spent enough time with her where she's or necromancy, and then instantly was no, best behaviour. So just look, okay, no, I understand, best behaviour.
Avoid doing necromancy by the temple, because they have opinions.
What? Why?
It's not great.
Oh, this, Kalimbar or whatever.
Kelenvor.
Oh, kind of like gestures in the sky. Kalimvar.
Yes.
I don't know why I never heard of him before, but...
Because we believe that things which are dead should stay dead, unless they're kind of already up, and that's a whole different thing.
Amaryllis blinks at you a couple of times, like, oh, interesting.
I mean, if they're conscious and sentient and trying their best. If they're not conscious and sentient and trying their best, then you can kill them.
Blinks a couple more times and then smiles. Okay. Wiggle room.
No wiggle room. No wiggling.
I just saw some drag. Just a little bit, like, get your elbows in.
No worming.
As you knock on the door, your mother does open the door. Oh, Sin Moira, it's been quite a while.
Yeah, sorry for kind of leaving with a note. I had to do a thing. I am now back for I don't know how long. I brought people.
Your mother will just kind of go towards you, gesturing for a hug.
No.
And
issues. We'll talk about it. But
I see. And who's your friend?
Hello, ma'am. Lowers the hood. My name is Amaryllis, and Zemora is my mentor, and is helping me on the straight and narrow. Yeah, okay, goes in for a hug. And I think if we look over the Amaryllis looks completely like ashen, like, oh my god, human contact. Monster hunters don't cuddle. That's a fact.
Moira's face has no change of expression, but inside she's like so fucking jealous. She really wants to hug her mum so bad.
And your mum is a great hugger.
I know. The worst.
As she kind of pulls away from the hugs. Oh, you're all skin and bones. Come in. We've got a stew on, so let's dish up some dinner.
Thank you for having me.
As you start to head in, I think Amaryllis probably follows in straight away. Talia, just quickly, what is your passive perception?
Perception about noticing things.
Yeah.
About things I see. Only a 15.
Only 15. Okay. Tom.
Yeah.
Given that I reckon the passive stealth of the character you're actually playing is significantly higher than a 15, how would Giacomo get Zinmoira's attention?
It is, I mean, Giacomo, sweet boy, ain't stupid. So while the temptation to, suddenly appear from the shadows, instead, a gentleman in a long red coat walks up to you and very politely
swing around, and I do have like a knife by your face.
Again, this gentleman doesn't look that concerned. What you're currently seeing is a slightly portly, large gentleman, very fine moustache, long red coat, ringmaster hat, who just like, oh, terribly sorry to surprise you. You are Zemora, correct, of the Church of Kalimvar?
Yes.
Nice to meet you. Giacomo Talanaeus, of the coat fame, and the circus fame, actually. I believe you're one of my contacts. I believe we have a mutually assured friendship already. Terribly sorry to interrupt you on there. I mean, do you wish to have dinner first? Is that... I don't want to interrupt, of course.
Please go away.
Again, like the happy face, it's weird. It's like it slightly sort of drops away, and you're saying like, "All right, I do hate to disturb you. Seeing you."
Contact. Fuck. Sorry, it's been a time. Contact. Come back. Can I talk to you and not the circus person?
Removes the hat and the glamour drops. Now what you see is a man in his 20s. He's got sort of very... I realise we have like a group of like unnatural hair, but he's just got very ginger hair. He's slight but muscular. Slightly you can sort of see sort of scars that look like animal build. Oh, also, he has what, like, almost tattooed into his skin, what looks like clown makeup, like Harlequin, sort of down the eyes. Also, someone put a knife in his mouth and cut him from ear to ear. This man is a walking corpse. He's still in the ringmaster's coat, but he's holding the hat under his... Yeah, sorry, you can probably appreciate why I need to walk around in a disguise. Sorry.
Disguise is fucking annoying. This is much better.
I mean, it works for the bravo of the circus.
It makes my skin crawl because I know something's not right and I don't like it.
Well, you know, the makeup helps, but yeah, no apologies. I come to you, Zenmoira, in my true form. Welcome back to Neverwinter. I've been keeping an eye on things. Keeping an eye on Jakarth. He's been doing a decent job, actually. People do think that he's in charge of the church now, so you might need to welcome that, but welcome back.
Sorry. It's been a time.
Yeah.
And I'm not dealing well with Pep.
Okay.
Happy people get huggy, and that's a...
Yeah. It kind of rubs at his cheek. But yeah, I can understand that. Again, I'll keep the pep down. I mean, what I've got to do doesn't need to happen tonight. If you need, I'm going to make an insight roll because it's a little bit like, because he wants to be like, hey, go spend time with your family, but I mean, it's a flat roll and it's a 13. Basically, it's like, do you need more time, or would him taking you away be of benefit?
I'm gonna do one back. It's like are you doing a kindness to me, or is something really bad about to happen and I really should be leaving? Insight is I can read. That is a 29.
You see past Giacomo, and you see to Alan, the man that Giacomo was before he was murdered, who was kind, caring, a leader in the making, who sincerely is like, I'm here to help. I want to help you, but I also understand him having got more of like a found family. He also was like, if you need your time, I can take your previous order and fuck off for a bit. No, he's not here. He's not here to shank you. The last thing that Giacomo would do is stab you in the back.
It's not even about the shanking, but if there's a world-ending emergency, that trumps.
World-ending emergencies happen every day here in Neverwinter. Again, if you need time to take care of your hex blood or something, I'm staying down the road. We can catch up later.
After dinner, and then
yeah.
I need to go visit the temple, so you can.
looks hesitant, and then puts the hat back on and turns back into uniform. Yeah.
I'll take fancy pants, but it's fine.
I mean, I don't have to do the voice, but it's good to have a walking around persona. People aren't quite as accepting of, as they.
It's a whole thing. I learnt that Kalemfor, as long as you are actually doing good, there's wiggle room.
With that insight, Giacomo, the human Giacomo, looks completely unswayed by that, and is just like, mm-hmm. You have a good night, miss. I'll see you at the temple after dinner.
See you at the temple after dinner. I'm just gonna go in. Okay, so really, let's get you settled down.
Yeah. This is really nice. Your mum makes really good stew. You're right, miss. She's been talking about it on the road for so long, about all the wonderful things you make. It's very. Thank you again for having me.
It's no bother.
I was going to say, I don't believe it's Amaryllis. I think it's just Giacomo in disguise. The scarf's throwing me right off.
Surprise! It was Giacomo the entire time.
Why is Amaryllis suddenly wearing a top hat?
I've gone into the cabaret. You didn't think it was going to happen, but...
Don't make me choke while I'm drinking my hot tea.
I think that is probably a good time for an ellipsis. Let's fast forward through dinner. As much as I'm sure the audience would enjoy us role-playing half hour of you eating beef stew and potatoes.
I will go and say then at the end of this, I want to sit down with, at some point, and again, this doesn't have to be acted out, but I want to sit down with my mom and just kind of go and explain to her where I've been, what's been going on, what I've been doing, and then essentially why I am even less a huggy person now, which is it doesn't end up well for the other person.
I think let's leave that to come out a bit later, but yes, you do explain it to your family, and
then tell her that I will, happy to get really settled, and then after a couple of ball, with my love to my mom, my dad, my siblings, and all of that, tell them I have to go and do some work, and I will see them I'm always around.
Well, I think that dinner seems to be a common theme, because I feel like Arcana and Jakarth would probably have been heading out. Arcana had mentioned noodles, so I think you've stopped by the main thoroughfare in Neverwinter, in the Protector's Enclave, stopped by the kind of I'm imagining kind of Camden Market, for those of you who are UK based, kind of stalls everywhere. You don't have to eat the same thing. Like if you're peckish for the noodles, or someone else can have croquettes. I don't know whether those are the two foods that come to mind, but some
croquettes.
Yeah, croquettes sold by an alligator folk. So croc is spelt slightly with a C, and it actually reads croc eats. Anywho. Now I've got to come up with a character name for a crocodile.
Yep.
But dinners are had. You've kind of made your way through the markets of Neverwinter, and you are all converging conveniently on the Temple of Kalemvor.
I don't know if you saw it there, Arcana, but there was a Baldirian pudding wrap.
A pudding in a wrap?
Yeah, it's like meat and veg and gravy and stuff put inside this large pudding thing that they call a Baldirian pudding. They wrap it up and then you can eat it. It's really weird.
Every moment I think I'm getting used to this world, you throw something else at me, and I don't know where I am anymore.
I won't tell you about what I saw on the way in. Then there was this cart outside the city, and it had a beholder pulling it, and the sign above it said "Beholder Burger."
I've heard of them.
I don't know where they were going.
I've heard of them through the grapevine.
We should go get one.
Yes, I could eat more.
Okay. Not right now.
And they leave the adventure.
Goodbye.
Now the adventure is just going around trying different delicacies in the market.
And
We'll get it later. I'm sorry, Sean.
No, that's all right. So you all converge on the temple to Kelemvor, purely due to the fact that Arcana and Jakarth, you were in the kind of markets. You would have arrived first, I imagine. It takes a little bit more of a walk for Zimoira and Giacomo to arrive. But I imagine, actually, when Jakarth gets there, you'd probably initially need to go around, do the kind of overseer kind of things, just make sure that the temple's all running and, no insidious cults have taken root anymore. So actually, I'm going to say that at around about the same sort of time, so you can be finishing up your rounds and hanging around the kind of entrance to the temple, waiting to see whether Garrel will arrive, and that's when you spot Zimoira and Giacomo.
Finishing off the last of my flask, because I've not been consuming that much of the stew. I'm just wiping off my mouth slightly. I try not to go and drink this stuff in front of the kids.
I mean, I understand. I mean, I don't eat or drink, so...
Recent diet changes have been a bit interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, thank the whoever for that. It's been a long time, Moira.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you a big hug at some point.
No.
But
As
can
that
you-
happens, you get tackle hugged.
Ah!
Yeah.
I try and dodge out the fucking way of that.
I get tempted again.
Interesting.
Spear out of nowhere.
I think it's going to be roll off acrobatics.
Ooh. 21.
Natural 20 for a 28.
We don't get to find out why Zimoira is not a hugger just yet, I suppose. Unless, of course, you wish to...
It's not you, it's me.
Oh, is it though?
More side effects happening
Okay.
right now.
We need to talk later because I've been doing a little bit of research, but we'll spin back around like, it's good to see you. Consider yourself hugged.
Please have an air hug. You were like, that is literally all I can go. I timed it. I can do like 3 seconds and it's fine, and then 5 and it's not fine. It's very not fine.
Okay,
we need to talk later because I've got some information for you. Now, who is this?
Oh, hello there. You can call me Giacomo, which is my name. I'm a friend of Jakarth's. Give Jakarth a look, as in, like, hey, don't blow this for me.
Don't do the voice. Don't do the voice.
That's my performance voice. This voice gets. Do your poppets go off when other people are lying, or is it just you?
Just me.
Good, because they.
However,
yeah.
I am now very distrustful of new people. Arcana is right up in your face, looking around, circling around, looking for bugs, looking for any sign of a threat.
I mean, how good do you think you are seeing through glamour?
Probably good enough to know if there was a glamour there.
There's a glamour.
Drop it.
I think your passive Arcana is probably redonky-tonks, so...
Probably.
Look, Miss. The way I look will not be appreciated by the acolytes of this temple. They're okay with Zimoira, but they're not with me, so I'll happily reveal my true self later, but not in public. I mean, please let me have a few secrets.
I'll vouch for them. You don't. It's fine.
Are you a ginger?
I am, actually. which, as you know, is despised by Clemvor.
Absolutely, everybody
Yeah.
knows this.
Absolutely worse than zombies, worse than anything else.
Folks, it is canon for Roll Together that he hates gingers. So
I hear some kobolds adding it to the wiki.
to be fair, Evie would probably be one of the only people to remember that. But yes, true. So yeah, Giacomo is double damned in the eyes of Clemvor. I'll show you later.
Okay. Well, who
Are
are
you
you?
saying that the red and the dead get no redemption?
It's
Wait.
not too late to change the
It's my
title.
boo card.
We have 2 ginger reborns.
Yeah.
Yeah. They should meet at some point. Set that
I
up.
think they will be best friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
she's not reborn anymore. Never mind.
That's complicated.
Arcana is good people, Giacomo. You don't need to worry about Arcana.
Do you think that Jakarth would have mentioned Arcana? Because
Oh yeah,
Jacob,
100%.
I'm also Jacob again. I think with the high insights, like Giacomo's, like I know who you are. I'm also knowing that you are incredibly paranoid, so I'm being polite. But yes, that sort of thing. And then sort of like nod to Jakarth, like good to see you. You're Rover still back at the circus as well.
Good.
Yeah. Good trip.
Eventful
Is
is the term.
we'll catch up. Yeah.
If we're catching up, Arcana,
Hmm?
I ran into one of your previous party up north. They're very sorry for what they did. They were much better in a different crisis. And they're going to try and fix some of her mistakes she made.
We're talking about the. What was the name? What? Sorry, this is me forgetting her name. Nora. Nora. There we go.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are we talking about Nora?
Yes. There was a
Oh.
whole uncle.
Good. The little things like horns. Hey, come on. I mean, good for her? Question mark?
Things go back to what they were doing.
She said she wasn't expecting you to be okay with it, but let you know that she was here and that she was willing to chat to make things better via me, which I'm not sure is that much of a help.
Or actually, I might have a good use for her if I can get in contact. And I might need to take someone with me to make sure she doesn't shank me in the back again. But could be useful. I really want to know how she managed it. You're going to have to fill me in.
Yeah, I'll do it later. It's good to see you guys. I gotta check up on what's going on here.
Please do. They seem to think I'm in charge. I keep telling everyone that I'm not in charge, that you are, and that I'm just overlooking. I'm not giving them any instructions or anything. I'm just making sure they're adhering to the tasks you left them.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I'm head cleric, and I'm not even a cleric, and I don't even worship Kellenvor. So can you please go sort
That
them
is
out?
because they are absolutely terrified of my entire existence and would very much rather pretend I was not here and pass it off to somebody else. Come on, you fucking chuckle fucks! I'm gonna get the drawing going then.
I was wondering when the swearing would start.
You shut up! Stop the shit! Fuck it!
Yeah, well, you can obviously get the temple's shit all in order and have a bit of time for that. And it doesn't take long for word to get out that Zinmoira is back and Jakarth is at the temple, and
And that's not through people saying that Zinmoira is back. That's through Zinmoira's swearing echoing through the temple.
So it's not long before a rather nondescript human, literally wearing kind of brown peasant gowns, arrives at the temple, asks for Jakarth, and some of the temple acolytes come and find you for.
Who?
Jakarth, it's me, it's Grill.
Oh, hello. Yes.
Sorry for coming to you at such short notice, but I'm aware that you've not long been back in the city.
Arrived back this morning. Has there been any news on the thing that I was looking into?
As it is in Mora, I believe that you've not long been back yourself.
This afternoon.
Right.
Put that down. Put that down.
And Giacomo,
Hello.
it's good. It's good to meet you as well.
Pleasure's mine. Thank you. So nice to have a little get together like this.
Well, it's I've got some information, Jakarth. The thing that you asked us to look out for.
Right.
So Giacomo, you travelled with Rex and Zimoira. You worship the same god as Rex Alethai, the Clenvorid cleric. He went on a bit of a pilgrimage with Hera, who I believe Jakarth and Giacomo you also know.
Yes.
Yes, she's a charming young lady.
So we found out that when they went travelling, they were travelling through Neverwinter Woods, and well, it seems like they came into a little bit of difficulty. We sent some agents out just to travel through, and I don't know how to describe what they found really. It's an area of complete devastation. Just the whole area is completely devoid of life now. I mean, well, there's some scavengers, just kind of picking through the ruins, but as far as we remember, this area of forest was thriving, trees and flowers and fauna, all kinds of things living there, but well, it's a wasteland now.
They're so they're lost then. Hera and Rex, that no sign.
There's no sign of either of them, no. We haven't heard anything about them. We've kept eyes out. We've had agents on all sides of the forest looking out in case anyone fitting their descriptions comes through, but they've disappeared.
Okay, creature working. Anyone tried high-level spells?
Well, that's the other news. We can't locate Hera. Scrying's not working. There's nothing. Spellcasting's not working. But we found out that Rex is dead.
Right. Okay, this one I saw Hera not that long ago. Must have been a figment of my. Must have been like a. I can't think of the word, like an illusion or something. Do you need something of Hera's in order to scry on her or send a message or something? I have, and then point to my bow. The wraps that I have on my bow were given to me by Hera, so you could use one of those if you need it as a focus or whatever happens when you cast high level magic.
You could try it. We didn't have anything like that beyond a description given to us by people that knew Hera. But it's more like we're trying to scry and something's getting in the way. Something's stopping us from seeing properly. It's almost like we're trying to spy on Hera through branches of trees, but it's kind of obscuring our view.
I am giving Jakarth like a meaningful look, like, because we both worked with her, and we also know what her deal is. We're just like, but you say Rex is, how did Rex die then?
That's kind of the ask, because we don't know.
But
all we know is that Rex's soul, which should have been released and be languishing in the afterlife in Kalemvor's realm. Rex's soul hasn't gone into the afterlife. It's almost like it's been trapped somewhere else.
That won't do.
So that's kind of the ask. Carol doesn't explicitly say that they're a harper, but will tap just underneath where their invisible harper pin is. So, the network would really like it if perhaps you could investigate. Because at the moment, we've got no clue what happened.
So I take it that the belief is that whatever happened to them has got something to do with this wasteland in the Neverwinter Woods. So that'll be our first point of contact, I suppose. Why is it? If the previous head of the Church of the Temple was alive still, I'd be having words with them, because the one time that I don't go on a mission with Rex and he's dead.
I'm sorry, I know you were close.
You put like a hand, which of course feels slightly cold to you, but I'm like, yeah, he had Hera, she watched his back. Condolences, Jakov.
The other thing that it might be worth mentioning is that this sort of thing has been seen before. We had some of our agents who were members of the Temple to Ogma look into it, and there was something similar featuring a circle of dead ground. It was called the Dread Ring, and it was orchestrated by the Thaens.
Oh, wow!
And that's not it. Thaens are back in town. They're entreating with Lord Neverember. I don't know where they're staying exactly. As I understand it, they arrived by boat, and it's at the Neverwinter Harbour. If you wanted to go and take a look at it, but I don't know if it could be linked.
For the benefit of our audience who might not be as aware of things, could I roll to kind of see what context we have for this for them?
Oh, of course, you may. Yeah, I'll get history checks for everyone, see what you know about Thaens and Dread Rings.
I got a 12, and I will take a moment to mention that Arcana has a bit of an eye twitch whenever scrying has been mentioned. That's a bug that I'm scratching at, but also has the vibe of listening into other people's gossip of a friendship circle they're not quite a part of.
I also got a 12. Giacomo reacted, but mostly he's like, Faerun's bad. Still, his memories aren't coming back, really. It's just vague ghosts of things being like, bad.
I rolled a 19. I think anything that Jakarth would know, he would have gotten from papers that he's read from Durok, and that would be the only way that he would know anything about the Thaens.
I rolled a 14. There was also a vibe of like people you went to school with but didn't really know that well, and like, conversation. So you're kind of like, I know enough about it, but I was not their best friend. Anything Moira knows is essentially through just family histories, from her life before this all happened and her parents.
Okay, so I think the 12s. It's fair to say, Arcana, you're not from this plane. You're still kind of catching up on the history because there's quite a lot of disparity. So that's why kind of you might have read something, but it's like, you know where Thay is. You know that there's been wars with Thay, but that's kind of it. And same with Giacomo, like, you only awoke, you know, a few months ago. Like, you haven't fully caught up on things. And also, why would you be specifically going out and reading about these things? Zimoira's 14. You would be aware that the Church of Kalemvor in particular clashes with Thay on some moral levels, because Thay are very open about their use of necromancy, their use of undead to do kind of more menial, like laborious tasks, so that the populace are freed up to do other things, such as make more undead. Yeah, it's a very kind of, it's a clash of ideologies, because the way they're using the undead, they don't really have a choice. And on paper, they try to kind of make it a bit more official, like only raise people who have a have given written consent for their bodies to be used like that after death. But the validity of some of those documents is questionable. I think Jakarth, sorry, with your 17, is probably more to do with the dread ring itself, more to do with like studying with actually that's an interesting thought. Whose memory do you think that is?
Ooh. I would say it's probably a memory that's coming through from Jack, I reckon, rather than Jakarth. Jack had spent a lot longer with his universe's version of Antoni as like his right-hand man, so was proper engrossed in all of the research that he did and was doing. So if anything on the Fae or a dread ring had come up in those notes or plans, he would know about it, whereas Jakarth had been abandoned by this universe's version of Durok at a very young age, so wouldn't have seen anything.
Yeah, so this is a little bit anachronistic for you, I guess, because you have these memories of researching with Durok as an adult, which you know can't be possible because you didn't see him until you encountered him in the Neverwinter asylum all those years, well, not years ago, but those months ago. But yeah, you distinctly remember kind of undertaking research. Durok was very obsessed with any law to do with bringing people back. Always looking into ways of bringing people back. Didn't necessarily share with Jack why, but had a lot of books on Thayan's necromancy, and dread rings were mentioned. You know that it's a ritual that the Thayans do, which involves placing a certain number of monoliths around an area, and then everything inside that area, once a spell has been concluded, will perish. But you don't know to what end. You don't know if just making everything within a certain area die is the end goal, or if there's something more to it.
Do you know of any strange stones that were in the area that you searched? Anything that might have potentially be forming a circle of some sort?
Stones. I mean, there were some large monoliths actually around this area. I didn't actually think anything of it. Why do you think it could be linked?
Something to do. These dread rings are used in a way using these monoliths, and they will eradicate the life within the circle. So that, by the sound of it, that's what's happened. If the area is completely void of all life, then
What do you think that Rex got caught in that?
possibly could have. There's no. I can't think of. I don't really remember of anything of a reason as to why it's done. I just know that it's a practice that is used by the Thayans. So we're going to have to go and investigate the area, but also we need to find out where they're staying as well. I don't know which one takes priority, and I don't know why I suddenly gave myself an accent.
But
Around me is fine.
it's a movable thing. I mean, I assume that the Faerun's meeting is on a time limit. It'd probably be, to be honest, if it turns out they were the ones involved in the death of Rex and the possible abduction of Hera, then maybe we can resolve things now, find out what they did, and then stop them from using these rings again.
If Rex's death has got anything to do with that ring, I hate to say it, but that, to me at least, isn't the priority. The priority is find out where Hera is, which sounds like we need to find the Thayans in order to find Hera. Possibly.
I leave it in your capable hands. I've given you all the information we've been able to gather, but I don't know if you're going to want to try and go to the Dread Ring area, if that is indeed what it is. If you're going to want to go into Neverwinter Woods yourself to see this area, or if you want to, see if you can get an audience with these Thayans in Neverwinter, then that's another avenue. You can just let us know if you need anything from the network.
I will do.
Audiences take time to set up because you have to go and get your people to their people. Getting this place back in order was a mess, just with bureaucratic bullshit like that. But so we could get that started, and then in the meantime go look at the place and then come back.
Yeah, an audience won't be worth jack shit if we don't actually know what's going on first, so then we can call them out on where they're lying and be able to put it all together.
That's a good point. Okay.
It sounds like they haven't managed to get to speak with Lord Neverember just yet. He's making them wait, and so they're I don't know what they're up to, but like I say, their boat is moored out just outside the harbour.
I mean, are we being sneaky little sods and sneaking onto the boat? That seems like a possibility. Go rifling through their papers.
If we set something up ahead of time for a little while later as official, then if you sneak in advance, there's something that we used to do when I was a kid, me and my brother. We would go and basically try and get an appointment with one of our school teachers, and then we would go and try and sneak and get their shit to go and look at grades. But, oh, sorry, we got confused and thought it was now, and then we're so precocious.
Just around. We are precocious.
It absolutely will not work for me now, but I figure if we put Arcana in front and let her be peppy at people.
Wait, be peppy?
Yeah, peppy.
Zin Moira, can you manage pep? I don't mean to be rude.
Oh, not me. You.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Oh, I can pep.
Yes. You are the pep.
It saved my life on multiple occasions, my pep.
Yeah, no, I don't fucking pep anymore.
No, I can tell.
Just before you leave, has there been any news on Eltrion at all?
That's probably a conversation for another day, I think.
Right. One job at a time, I suppose.
I'm afraid so. Best I can tell, he's gone and sought out some of his old mentors.
Oh.
That means nothing to me, Giacomo.
sort of gently sort of vibrates his fingers because he did tell us that he had some contact with some squiddy folks.
Oh.
The two men just at each other for 20 seconds. Yes. Okay. Look, turn back. Yes, that does seem to be a conversation for a later date. Yes, those sorts in this city would not be.
What I'm hearing is I'm not allowed to leave because every time I leave, things happen and they're bad.
This is true. Would you be able to? Would our people be able to begin setting up a talk with an audience? Is the word that was used a minute ago with the Thanes while we do our own investigations and get our own evidence?
We'll try and come up with some sort of an excuse for you to get an audience.
You can talk to. I think I have a secretary somewhere, but I think the very fact that our peoples are not necessarily that well aligned does mean I actually should turn up and say, "Hello, I'm back in town. Fuck off," politely, and they'll be
Diplomacy.
and they will be expecting me to.
All right. Well, that sounds quite reasonable then. So we'll do it under the guise of the Temple of Clemvor.
Yeah, I'm back in town. I'm here to officially tell them that I don't like them. They will officially tell me that they don't care, and we officially acknowledge that.
And then you become best friends.
Oh god, no. I've got to deal with not one necromancer in my life. I'm not dealing with another.
Looks at Giacomo.
Looks at me and I'm like, I don't think it's me. Just, yeah.
So the plan then, you want to head to Neverwinter Woods to investigate the site of the Dread Ring there. That's that what I'm gathering, and then return to the city to.
I think if we're going to start throwing accusations around, we probably need to do our own investigations, and I think that's not a bad idea. Especially if it turns out like Rex just fell over a branch or something, and rather than us busting in going, "J'accuse!"
Was quite sickly.
He was very sickly.
If we can find his body, I'd quite like to bring it back home.
I
I thought you were going a different direction with Bring It Back for a moment.
Bring it
Got
back.
a necromancer in your pocket, I mean.
Amaryllis looks up for her stew and goes, I think something's happening. Something I should have been there for.
Okay, so as
Bring
you
it back from the dead if I can.
as you gather your things, getting ready to set out for Neverwinter Wood, that is where we will take our break. And you know me, I set puzzles. This game is a sequel. You might have gathered from the fact that we've been talking about Dread Rings and Rex and Hera that this game is a sequel to Seeds of Defiance, and the puzzles that we were setting there were. I'm just going to give you a set of 9 letters. There is at least one 9-letter word in there. I just want you to throw out some different anagrams for that, and what I will do is, if you can get the 9-letter word, I will give you a D10 inspiration to roll at some point. If you give me, if your longest letter word is an 8-letter word, I will give you a D8 to roll. 6 or 7, you get a D6. 4 or 5, you get a D4. 3-letter words, you get a pat on the back. So yeah, it's not a competition, but yeah, like see what you can do basically in the break, our players and our audience. And I will give you those letters now, sorted in alphabetical order: A, C, D, E, E, E. That is 3 E's you have to play with. R, S, T. One more time, just slightly faster. ACDEEERST. So, see how you get on with our 9-letter anagram, and we will see you after the break. Ta-ta. Welcome back, dear audience. Before we get into the tale proper, let us answer the anagram, which I believe many people in chat have already got, and so have a couple of our players. And Tom, you messaged it to me, so I know that you know it. And Talia, I will ask you for the 9-letter word because you did not message it to me. So I, proof and all of this.
I believe that the 9-letter word is desecrate.
Desecrate with a dab for emphasis.
Literally dabbing on his grave. Marvellous.
So-
Just
I did that. I
So-
believe that the 9-letter word is desecrate.
It's just Moira's thing now, isn't it? I'm going to desecrate you.
We're cool. We're cool millennials.
I wish this was the first time that dabbing on people's graves had come up on a Roll Together stream.
We're not getting into it.
Put
Right.
it back in the ground.
That is a D10 inspiration die for both Tom and Talia. You have, and you can throw it on anyone's roll. You don't have to have seen it either. Just if you feel like something is too important for the roll that was gained, before obviously I announce whether it's failed or not, just say roll your inspiration, and you can have that until the next time I award inspiration. Josh and Evie, I don't believe you had any other words to add there, so shall we? Did anyone want to give any shorter words, if anyone got any?
That with all the E's, Josh. That's
Yeah, and the R at the end.
I got reseated, which is a missing letter, but it's quite fun. Tasered is also in there.
My first one was dace, which was quite cute, like the fish.
Oh, that's nice.
And then create and created, which I count as doubles.
I've got date, rest, cat, because it's not a Sean anagram without cat in it, and deer. And deer. 2 spellings of deer.
Nice.
So,
Cool. So Josh and Evie, I don't want you to feel left out, so I will give you the D4s.
Oh.
Aw. Pity D4s, yes.
Hey.
if we put them together,
fine.
we'll get a
No one-
D8.
Yeah. No one ever remembers to use them anyway, so it's all good. It's all gravy. Right. So we pick up as the troop have left Neverwinter to conduct their own investigation in Neverwinter Woods. You've been given a rough set of coordinates, or however people actually measure places, marked on a map, I imagine. You've been given a map of the Sword Coast with a rough kind of aim here, kind of cross on it. And as you come closer, you arrive at an area. It's still quite verdant. You're not in sight of the wasteland that you had been told about. But you reach an area where there's a whole bunch of vines restricting your way through. What would you like to do about that?
I mean, I can shoot them with fire.
First of all, Giacomo's taken the hat off. First of all, to be like dark, I would go, yes, this is what I look like. But it's like, a ghoul!
Arcana notably just has no reaction, like,
Yeah.
this is just normal.
That was noted and appreciated by. So Hera does do a lot of plant-based magics. Their mother does a lot of plant is a gardener, basically. Mother isn't like celestial, but warlock, I think. Anyway, my point being, this could possibly be a Hera thing.
Oh. Can I inspect it for any signs of magical intervention?
Please do. I mean, I'm going to offer you investigation, but I'm also going to offer you Arcana, and I think I know which one you'll go with.
Oh, it's actually tricky because I have advantage on investigation, but my Arcana is plus 15. Oh. I'll go with Arcana.
There's all sorts of like stuff on the internet. I think people say that rolling with advantage is effectively the same as getting +5 mathematically. But I don't know what the maths of.
Okay, 15 plus 15 is 30.
It is indeed. Blimey.
With maths.
Yeah, you can tell looking at these plants that they have been magically coaxed into place. Certainly doesn't seem to be the sort of magic that would be wielded by a group of people whose main dominion is death and utilizing dead things.
I may not be able to get this. Does it look like the magic is residual and recent, or has this been here for a while?
I think a 30 on the dice is fair that I would tell you. This seems recent.
Okay.
Certainly. Well, actually, because it's been a couple of months since Moira left, and Rex and Hera left. Imagine shortly after that, so they've been missing again a couple of months. So it probably looks a couple. It's in that kind of range of a few months. It's not like, oh, this was done yesterday. Like, this has been set up as a cordon. And you could probably surmise why.
Okay. Yep, magic. Been a few months, I think. It's not too recent. So if Hera does the plant stuff, as it is called in professional circles, this might be the way she came.
That's good. That's something. I mean, hopefully. I mean, I don't know enough about the nature stuff, but maybe if she was dead, it would have dropped. Or maybe this is just like excited plants that just live. Sean, again, I have no reason to know this. Do they look like they're local plants, or is it like some bizarre? I'm willing to make a nature check, which he wouldn't be good at, but you know what I mean. Where it's like, this is jungle vines.
Yeah,
I'd like to. Can I give a help action with that on the basis that one of my mother's work fads was plants at one point, and so we know the local area.
I'll allow a nature roll with advantage. Yeah.
I got an 18 and a 19, so that's a dirty 20.
Nice. Okay. With a dirty 20, they do appear to be indigenous plants to the area, but that they've kind of been coaxed to grow in a manner that they wouldn't normally. So maybe kind of like breeding plants kind of thing. The flowers on them, the buds look more like sort of orchids, but kind of on a vine trellis, like not actually on a trellis, but like in that kind of grown vine, kind of woven way.
And they're looking healthy. They're
yeah.
Okay. I mean, this does seem their handiwork, really, but
I will also give you, because you rolled a dirty 20. As you're kind of peering closer at the orchids, the buds do follow your head, and like your movements, the buds follow. And when I say you, I don't mean the royal plural you. I mean Giacomo, solely Giacomo. A little bit Zinmora, not so much Jakarth and Akana.
Oh. Okie dokie. Right, you can... Getting a little bit too close. All right, you can sense this. I can tell I'm this.
Hypothesis.
Yeah.
What if Hera was being followed by undead, and this was a defense mechanism set up?
Very slowly backs away. Good hypothesis. Well put. Especially if these Faerun's do a lot of... Well, I also... Full disclosure, I inadvertently do a lot of things with the... Guess who look? Am I Faerun? I also do things with souls. I don't want to. I want to do animal stuff. Don't take that out of context, but... yeah.
Thanes deal more with the dead, you deal more with souls, so that would be different, wouldn't it?
Looks at the clergy member. And it's like,
Okay, quick question. What is your whole deal? Because we haven't discussed that. What can you do?
Okay, so, I'm a walking corpse.
Yeah.
I can remember what I used to be like. When things die, I can see the souls. I can also turn into mist. I can also speak to ghosts. You know. Like,
Okay, so how are you useful?
Also, is the mist thing new?
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Sort of turned up since. Also, like glances behind him. Yeah, I mean, some stuff's been happening. And actually answers your question. I don't know how I'm useful. I mean, I'm a circus performer. I'm good at jumping over things and talking to animals. And you want me to go out?
Do you want to jump over the wall?
I mean, it's probably going to eat me, but I mean,
point.
in for a gold, in for a copper, in for a gold.
No, don't do that. We'll find another way around. I'm sure this thing doesn't stretch too far. We could walk along it for a bit to see if we can find a gap.
Again, I can just burn it. It gets outgunned.
Try and avoid burning the sentient plants.
I mean, but how sentient are they really?
I mean, they can tell I'm... Hello, it's me, Giacomo, one of your best friends. Hera, did you turn into a bunch of plants? It looks at the others. Doesn't seem like a thing that Hera wouldn't do. You know, I could imagine it being that's like, Hera, it's me, Giacomo. Just literally yelling at these flowers.
Interesting. The flowers, as aforementioned, do kind of follow your movements, and when you kind of stay still and speak towards them, one of them does kind of bud and open, and then it bursts pollen at you. Could you all please make me a wisdom save?
Oh, fuck.
No.
Ooh, oh no.
Oh, I don't know why I'm complaining. It's my best skill. 29.
29, okay.
19, which is weird because I'm literally face to face with these things.
I think I'll pull you out the way very hard.
Oh, do you touch me?
No. I have a stick. And I have been prodding people with sticks.
So you just shove me in the ribs. Over I go.
One of those stage sticks will now be added to Moira's Hero Forge. Whoop.
So that was a 19 and a 29. Evie?
I rolled a 6 on the dice, but I'm going to add my Flash of Genius to it to boost it up a little bit, which makes it 12. I don't know if that's good enough.
D4!
You want to use
D4!
it-
D4!
Or-
And my D4!
Or we could give you a D10 if it's an emergency.
It was 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16!
Well, we rolled the D4 on top, so let's see how that goes. Josh?
I rolled a 17 for a 19.
Okay. You are all fine. You kind of you inhale this pollen, and apart from I mean, do any of your characters have hay fever?
Breathe. That's why we're good. Don't breathe.
We don't breathe. So we're just like, no.
I grew up on a wasteland with very little natural fauna, so probably a lot of hay fever.
Okay.
Arcano is an indoor kid anyway, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Jakarta's an outdoor kid. Would suffered when he was younger with a lot of different illnesses, so might get a little bit of a cough, but that would be it.
So yeah, apart from a little bit of a sneezing fit, maybe from Arcana, the rest of you are fine. You get the sense that it was trying to charm you. Like there's a kind of you blink away of a sensation of kind of affection towards the plant.
I will say I would have got an advantage on that roll anyway then.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I didn't read far enough through to announce that. You can have your D4 back then if you would have had advantage.
Thank you, I will.
You're welcome. Thank you for using it. What's everyone's passive perceptions?
21.
I'm only at 15, but can I vibe check instead?
Vibe check.
Then I can use my insight.
But do you know what you're vibing?
22.
15.
22 and 15. Okay, so we've got a couple of 15s and we've got 21 and 22. I think it's fair to say that the 15s, you're none the wiser, but Arcana and Jakarth, you become aware of a presence somewhere nearby.
This
Somewhere
side of
in
the
the trees.
wall or the other side?
This side of the wall in the trees.
Something in the trees. Can anybody else
Yeah.
get the
there's
feeling that
something
we're
over
being
there.
watched? Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm normally being watched at the moment, but you know what? I'm gonna bring out Barbara.
Have you constructed Barbara? Or does it take a bit of time?
Yes. So it technically takes an action. So what I like to say is that I have the Barbara plush ready to assemble from my bag, take her out, pop the horns on, and eyes power up. And for those who don't know Barbara is my Eldritch Cannon. She is a short penguin, about 2.5 feet, purple, pink eyes, and like lovely, majestic horns.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, the two of you are aware of a presence in the trees. You get the feeling that they've been watching for a little while, but you're not sure. Not sure why.
Bow and arrow out, pointing it in their direction. Friend or foe, I can send you over there.
No, you can't. Shit.
Oh, you heard them. We didn't know they were there.
Wait a minute. Don't fire new arrows.
You'd just go and set the forest on fire instead.
Don't do that. People live here.
Okay. We don't intend to set fire yet, but let's try diplomacy, but be aware that we have a very short temper.
You saying it's on your list of things to do?
I do have a task list. Yeah. No. We're not gonna. But no. Actually, this would be easy if we could see you, but we have no intention of starting fires yet.
Right. I'm coming out now.
Okay.
Those of you with the high enough perceptions, you will be aware of the presence moving down towards the ground. Quite lively. They're quite good at this. And then stepping out from around a tree is a small mushroom person. They are dressed. They've got a hood, which kind of goes just slightly over the cap, if you will, of their head, and it's quite ragged clothing otherwise. Who are you, strangers?
Who are you first?
That's fair. I'm Slippery Jack. You, and points at Giacomo. I met someone like you before.
Tallish, fat, dark hair, holes in cheeks.
That's right.
Yeah, Hera. Yeah.
Yeah, Hera.
Yeah. She okay?
Oh yeah, she's with the Grave Mother.
Oh, And again, taking that moment, like, oh, you mean she has been taken by the Grave Mother, or tries to do like a religious signal, like with the Grave Mother?
I'm gonna roll an insight on that. Natural 20 knows exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
No. The Grave Mother who came and after what happened to Rex took her away.
Oh.
She needed some consoling, so the Grave Mother is looking after her.
Do you know where?
I'm not allowed to know the location. No.
Okay. What happened to Rex?
Well, same thing that happened to my village actually. Was inside that big old circle, the circle of stones. And then one moment it's all fine. I was outside of the village with the children. We'd sent them out because danger. We were told it was dangerous. But all of the other adults in the village, they were still inside. And then there weren't nothing there.
I don't have Zone of Truth, so can I just insight check him for vibes?
You may indeed.
May I help out with that?
Yes, you can help. Roll with advantage.
Advantage was very helpful. That is a 26.
26. He looks like the sort of person that isn't generally forthright, but has been put slightly at ease seeing someone who reminds him of someone that had helped to try and defend the village, even if ultimately the efforts weren't successful.
Very sorry to hear about what happened. Can you tell us everything about everything? Because if it's my suspicions, then it is my sworn duty to go and put them in the ground.
We're going after the people who did this. Rex and Hera are friends of ours, and so we want the people who did this to face justice.
Well, all right. So there had been a bunch of zombies. Generally speaking, if you find zombies around here, you need to check it. If it's a zombie with a flower on it, then it's being controlled by the Grave Mother. And if it's a zombie without a flower, you need to find one of these flower walls and you need to put a flower on it. Like get the zombie closer to the wall so that the thing can do its job. But at the end, just before everything kind of went up in smoke, they was fighting this human person with like long red robes, pale skin, bald head. Some sort of wizard, I think.
Yeah, look to Jakov.
I think that matches the description. Yeah.
Also, there'd been these big old pillars that the zombie folk had been in like putting up. Couple of living people as well, but mostly zombies doing a lot of the work.
Like monoliths.
I don't know what one of them is.
Monolith.
Big standing stones.
50-foot wide, like at the base. Big black stone pillar things.
Yeah, they sound like monoliths.
Yeah, 50 foot.
Yeah, about. Gonna have to check my room.
Is that 50 slippery jack feet?
Slippery Jack's feet are significantly smaller than most. Oh, good. I have no measurements on this. Joy. 20 foot at the base, 150 foot tall.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, just solid. Some sort of dark stone. Do you want to see them?
Yes, please. That'd be
Yes.
very
Yeah,
helpful.
that would be good. Yeah.
All right, wait, follow me, and he will kind of toddle off around the wall a bit, and you can see as you follow the wall along, occasionally there are zombies woven in to the vines with kind of flowers growing on them. But Jack takes you to a place. I realize that's quite confusing. We now have several people whose names could be shortened to Jack in one place.
You can call me Mo.
And I will be called Arth.
So yeah, Slippery Jack leads you to this place where it's kind of like a hollow tree trunk has been wedged under the vines so that they can continue to do what they need to do. But there's just this small area that you, like a crawl space that you can just head under. Follow me. He's small enough that he just walks through, but you will all have to crawl, I believe.
Army crawl.
I put Barbara in front of me. Kind of does an army crawl as a penguin. Well, maybe that should be short enough.
Puddles.
Just one of three.
I'll go in last. I'm not too keen on tight spaces, so I think
Oh.
not to hold everybody up. I think you should all go first, and then I'll follow behind.
If it's a problem, I can just vortex warp you in if you want.
That sounds painful.
Oh, it's just teleportation for a gun.
That doesn't make it sound any better.
You've seen Arcana do it, and it's literally someone gets sucked to the gun and deposited somewhere else.
Again, sounds terrifying.
You're not selling it, Evie.
No.
That sounds like being put into a small space, and then I'll just come in last. It'll be fine as long as I don't have a feeling that I'm blocking the path for anybody else, and that there are people in front of me to pull me out if I do panic. Then then that's fine.
Okay, we'll get you out if we need to. Army crawl.
Going through first just to make sure that everything's okay there before the others come through. Which, I'm sure will be fine, but also a lot of things have been fine and then not been fine.
It's been quite a few months for you. You've had quite a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being the last one through, where does everybody come out first before I come through?
So it's literally just, if you imagine a hollowed out tree trunk, the wall's about 5 foot thick. So you've got to get through, maybe a couple of extra feet either side. So sort of 10 foot of crawl space. But it just leads to the other side of the wall where there's a slight clearing.
Everybody else stood on the other side. You'll see my bow comes through. Then all of the bags and things that I have on my sides, I'm trying to make sure that I'm as thinned down as possible. And then, and I'll just crawl through the space with my eyes shut. Oh, and every now and then when my elbows touch the sides, I'm like, oh, no. And I sort of pull myself in and come out the other side. I'm like, oh, God. Right. Is it over?
Yep, you're all right, mate. You're through.
Okay.
There's no goblins or gremlins here. You did well.
It's not the goblins and gremlins I'm worried about. It's the getting stuck in a tight space that I'm worried about. And
Here,
Yeah.
give Barbara a hug.
thank you. And I give Barbara a hug.
She
Yeah,
goes, well, how's your hug?
I've missed that.
Yep, would sure be a bad thing to be in a shallow grave. Just to adjust myself.
You're
But
not
fine.
helping. You're not helping, Jack.
I never do.
Barbara's not alive. But
I mean,
Technically, Barbara is not alive.
no. It's in Moira's keeping in her head that Barbara might be a good hug partner at some point.
oh no.
Uh-huh.
All right, everybody through. Follow me. So Slippery Jack will lead you another kind of mile in. So this cordon has been set up quite a wide radius away from the kind of wasted area. But as you approach it, you do see that even the trees kind of outside of the ring of obelisks are slightly barer than the ones that you had passed, until you get to a point where the very edgemost trees are completely bare. And then you can see one of these monoliths you've popped out quite close to. And you can see other ones in the distance. And in between them, as you can actually, from where you stood, you can count 9 obelisks. The one closest to you, and then kind of getting further and further away, all around this one area, which the ground is completely desolate. There is not even grass really growing. There's kind of some scrub that looks like it's maybe slightly fresher growth. You can also see some creatures just milling around, quadrupedal, like imagine like an anteater, but instead of a long snout and nose, it's kind of got a very large chin that looks like a scoop, made of maybe chitin, sort of insect-like material. And growing on their backs is all manner of fungus and flora. And these creatures are just going around the area looking for anything that might be remotely living, salvageable. Scoops it up, eats it, and you can almost see the ripples through the floor on their back as the nutrients are absorbed.
I'm an animal guy, and that's something I don't. Look at the others. Any idea what that is?
You do not want to know what Josh is picturing.
Yeah.
Pygmy.
Oh, yeah. Slippery Jack.
It's a grave mother thing. It's they're called brackish trudges.
Brackish trudges.
She sent them in to try and regenerate the area.
Huh.
Bless you.
Thank you. Sorry, sniffles from all the parts.
Yeah.
They can eat what they can, and then they poops, and then they grows more stuff. They're trying to regenerate the area, but they don't know whether it's working.
Oh, that's good. That's something. At least it's not completely desecrated ground. At least there can be some kind of healing.
I mean, they're trying their best. It's been a few months now, and they're still. I mean, it still looks like this. To be honest, I think that the plants that they're eating is probably just the poops of the other ones. I didn't want to tell them that.
Oh wow.
Are they sentient?
Yeah, I mean they're plant life.
Huh. Sorry, I'm just learning that plants can be sentient today. You know, learning new things all the time. Carry on.
Yeah, lots of plants feel pain.
I feel very bad for my houseplants now.
Oh yes.
No.
I'd been gone for a week. I wonder if that got watered while I was gone.
It did not.
Oh. I'm gonna take a knee. I'm just gonna sort of dust off some of move some of the dirt around a bit. But I don't quite know how to do this. Hera showed me once, but and I'm just gonna sort of embed my fingers into the dirt, and as I do, my red scales take on a bit of a greenish hue to them, and I'm going to use Druidcraft to try and cause like a flower or something to pop out, of the ground as I lift my hand out, and my scales go back to being red.
I would like you to make an Arcana roll.
Arcana's a bit big for me to roll. Sorry.
Don't push her.
Arcana does canonically carry around D20s with her, so...
I'm going to roll the D4 with this as well.
See what it does first.
Well, I rolled an 11. I've got a 4 on the thingamabob, so that's 15. So it's a 15 in total because my Arcana is plus 0.
Okay. You can't see anything. The ground is largely devoid of any nutrients, and you get the feeling that it's not just a circle. Like the affected area is probably more spherical. But so if you're kind of on the edge of this sphere, somewhere very deep down, you feel that maybe something is trying to push its way through, but it's underneath all of this kind of completely drained soil. So nothing breaks through, but you do feel like if you were to keep at it, maybe you'd be able to get something just pressing through. But it's kind of calling it from deeper down in the earth. And it's certainly if you were to go further in, like to more of the center, you would probably find that it would be harder and harder to pull anything through.
Gonna take a long time for this area to heal. There's something there, but it's just, and I look towards the large chinned things that are going around. It's going to take a lot of nature's help to bring this place back to what it was. It's probably not going to be in any of your lifetimes.
No, I only live like 5 years anyway, so...
That's really put a dampener on the mood.
I mean, I don't know. I can die again.
True.
See, it balances out.
Yeah, I mean, you've been living here by yourself, Slippery Jack. Have you had anyone to talk to? Any friends?
I like it on my own.
Oh.
What happened to the kids?
Oh, they went with Grandmother.
With Hera. Okay, that's nice.
I have a question. Actually, I have 2 questions, but the first one's the most important one, which is why do they call you Slippery Jack?
Oh, because I'm a mushroom. I will give this to you. Slippery Jack is a variety of mushroom.
Oh!
It was one of the things that Chris particularly love-hated me for when they played in the game before. All of the characters that they met were named after mushrooms.
Aw, that's cute.
The town that they went to, Dryad Saddle, that's also a mushroom.
Oh.
Dryad Saddle was inside the circle, though. It's dead.
Oh. See, you're getting the response you probably wanted all those months ago with us being like, oh, they're adorable.
Oh, they're dead.
Oh, no. Whoopsie.
Second question. This might just be me being a bit slow. Have you considered moving the monoliths?
Well, all right. Maybe you need to experience it yourself. He goes over to the monolith and just says, "Put your hand on that."
Nothing suspect about this? Ooh.
It is deathly cold. And considering that the sun is shining down on it, it is, peak summer day. Like and especially because these are made of jet black material, they should be absorbing heat. But they are. If you feel like if you were to hold your hand there too long, it might even start to kind of freeze your hand to it.
Interesting. Kind of puts goggles on and starts to look at it very closely. What are these made of? How far into the earth do they go?
I don't know. I hadn't thought about digging. I suppose the thing with digging is if you go under it in the wrong way, then you run the risk of and not getting your full 5 years.
That's why you need to set up buttresses as you dig to keep it all in the same direction so you can control it.
Buttress.
Yes, haha, I said but. Very mature. But if you just put up supports, then you can dig as far down and see where it goes. These could all be connected underneath the earth, and then if you disrupt that, that could disrupt the circle.
It's interesting. Do you think you're able to do that? Do you want me to try and... It might take me a while, but I can look.
I could give it a go. I'm not sure I have the time right now.
That's fair.
Is the circle still operational, or has it done its job, is the question.
It doesn't seem like much point in activating it again. Everything inside's already dead, unless, people stand inside it for too long. But I mean, you can, and points out kind of towards the distance, you can see anybody coming for a mile away, it's just flat and dead now. So I think you'd know if someone was casting a ritual in it again.
Can I tell what they are made of?
Give me a nature check.
Nature.
This is where you would have wanted a dwarf, because it's stone.
Yeah. Oh, that's not bad. Nature. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
22. They seem to be made of a jet black granite-like substance, but you get the feeling that it's been infused with magic in some way, which has given it this kind of nature. So, the material for these obelisks is all around, like it's abundant. But then they've clearly had to do something to give it its unnaturally cold nature.
Okay, magical granite.
Right.
Interesting.
Magic rocks. Okay.
This would have been a big project to infuse.
Moira is standing around not feeling particularly helpful, so is going to consider if there's any, anything that she can glean from what's going on, whether it's to do with the necromantic elements or, any, religious rituals that may have gone into this.
Okay. I think you know what kind of check this is going to be. Religion. See if you can recall anything, even if it's not something you plan to practice yourself, it's good to know about these things to counter them. So
Yes.
that's why you wouldn't have studied it.
Is a 19.
19. Okay. So Zimoira would be aware that the Thayans, they view a dead body as something that can be utilized for, physical work. But that doesn't mean that they disregard the soul. Oh no, they've got uses for all of your bits once you're dead. So a lot of Thayan rituals often involve infusing items with souls that have been usually captured upon someone's natural death. But sometimes the Thayans aren't that patient. So you dread to think what would have been required to create one of these things in the first place, and then considering that its purpose that it was used for was also to kill everything, what further purpose that serves.
That just seems like such a fucking waste.
I think this is what we thought it was going to be. This does look like the Faerun's tried to do some sort of ritual. And now they're talking to Lord Neverwinter.
Slippery Jack. That's
Hello.
very odd to say. Were you obviously not within the circle, but were you within the outside vicinity of the circle when the thing went off?
Yeah, me and the village children, we were outside. We left the immediate area. We got a warning.
Did you see who was in here when it went off?
Well, so I was spying. I was sneaking around. I wasn't skulking. I don't skulk. But I was watching, and I saw the bald wizard, and then there were some people. There was Mizera. There was Marine, who was a rat folk. Felt bad for Marine because, see, Grave Mother didn't want people to know about us because they thought that, sentient mushrooms people would, come and take us away and all sorts. So we had like a false identity kind of disguise on us, which made us look like something that wasn't too threatening, and so we all looked like rat folk as well, and that upset Marine.
Oh.
And then there was an elven lady who was very angry, and there was someone who had like an octopus for a head. Oh, and the priest with the mask. Most of them weren't inside the circle, but the priest was.
Right. Well, we know what happened to Rex then.
Rex, yes, that was his name. He joined the Cuddle Puddle.
Cuddle.
Right.
Well, yeah, so it's how we sleep, for warmth. So you'll just cluster together in a family pile.
Sounds like something you would do. Right.
I mean, I'm a bit worried about the octopus person, considering one of our associates, but okay, so Slippery Jack, is Rex's... Did the Grave Mother take Rex's body?
There was no body.
So he was just
No.
evaporated.
There was nothing, no traces of nothing. Like there weren't no grass, there weren't no trees, there weren't no more mushroom people.
Oh, sorry.
Nothing. No remains.
Looks like the entire land has been desecrated.
Bless you.
Been scrubbed. Been scrubbed of all existence.
I'm disappointed good Moira wasn't looking.
You don't need to dab to impress then, Moira. She's impressed enough. That's Slippery Jack, and to be honest, we're here to find out what happened, and that's very good. We think that the people who did this might be possibly planning something in where we're from. So,
You don't want that.
no, we don't. I mean, the city we're from has already gone through enough in the last year, but this is.
Tell me about it. My town was in there.
I know, and you have our condolences, and as we said, we can maybe. I was going to say, maybe are you sure you're okay here by yourself? I know you like being sneaky, but
All right. I go around the perimeter, and I just make sure that people don't go too close to the flowers, especially if they're dead people, because sometimes I recognize that sometimes there's dead people that are like Ms. Hera, and sometimes there's dead people that are not really talkative.
yeah.
Have you considered putting up a sign?
Oh, I can't write.
Oh, that. We can help you put up some signs at some point. It'll save you a bit of work.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good.
Thank you for showing us. I know this is hard for you, but thank you for showing us. This is.
Grave Mother charged me with a job. I've got to look after the ring and make sure that I don't bring people inside the ring.
Yeah.
But you're investigating people, so I think that's all right.
we'll have a word with the Grave Mother if she has a problem. I'm sure Hero will have a good word for us. But,
part of me thinks that we should get back to Neverwinter to see if this audience has been arranged with these Thayans. Seems they've got a lot to answer for. Is there any way that we could not necessarily take one of the obelisks because they're massive, but is there any way for us to take a piece of one?
They're proper solid. Try to
Hang on,
chip
1
a piece
second.
off.
Picture.
you literally just with your fingers go, and it takes.
I actually take out a little glass pane.
Yeah.
I hold it between that, and it just goes doo doo, and it's just infused with the image.
Oh wow,
Oh, that's cool.
that's really neat.
Oh, this, yeah. If you've not seen it before, I guess it is. Yeah.
I mean, I haven't, and I'm impressed, but
All the stuff
okay.
that you've bought from your world is very impressive, Arcana.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad that it has at least some appreciation here.
I was like, I'm seriously impressed. Well, we'll have that, and I mean, Zemora here is of good standing. I mean, I know you won't, Slippery Jack. I know you've got a job. But you don't want to come back and stand witness, I assume.
No, I have a job.
Good.
I am the shadows. I am the silence.
I am the
Yeah, you are.
knight. Should we get out of here then? Unless there's anything else.
I'm going to write some signs for you first, and we'll put them up as we go.
Yeah, we can. But
Yeah.
you're doing a good job, Slippery Jack. It's well done.
Thank you. Slippery Jack will lead you back to the tree trunk that you'd entered in from, and carries the signs as well, and we'll start distributing them around the perimeter.
What have you written, Arcana? What warning have you given the people?
I was going to say it just says beware undead, but I think probably it'd be a bit more undead, beware the flowers.
Oh. Again,
Or-
that's undead. Beware the flowers, or undead. Beware the flowers. Yeah, no. That's...
Maybe the first one had the beware undead, and then you
Yeah.
would have revised the wording. So
Maybe there's one sign that is just, it doesn't have it doesn't actually have words. It's for people who can't read, and it's just a picture of a zombie wearing a flower crown with a love heart above.
Hmm.
Well, that's pretty comprehensive. That's yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much you trust this grave mother person. I don't know how reliable they are. I'm just basing it on vibes for the moment, but I know.
Brother grew us.
Well, that's all well and good, but gods, right?
As reliable as any god with a personal vested interest in their people. She'll take good care of them. It's in her nature and also an insult to herself if she doesn't.
For now, at least.
So,
Arcana, could I take one of those signs, please?
Sure. You want words or no words?
Let's go with words. I'm gonna sort of put it on my back, in between my bow and my back, and my quiver and all that. I'm not going through there again. And I'm going to climb up the tree because I have a climbing speed. Hook the thing onto a really high branch and then climb back down the other side.
Oh, there he goes.
I think it's reasonable that I'm going to ask you for another wisdom save.
I could have just shot you.
Tight space.
Look at kind of. We'll work on it. We'll get him there eventually.
I mean, I've never been in the gun myself. I don't think you'd actually go inside it. We'll figure it out.
You could go in the gun later. We'll work on it.
15.
15, you're fine. As you're climbing, you are setting off a couple of the flowers, but you're fine. Like it's just pollen.
Right, well, that was better than having to go underneath. Right, let's go. Anything else?
Literally, there's nothing here. It's... yeah. It's bad. It's real bad. And I'm saying that having, lived through the bloat. This is not a place of honor. This is bad.
Honor. You're funny.
Right. Yeah. Let's go back.
Let's go report this shit.
Right, I'm going to keep patrolling.
You sort of give them a salute. You're doing a great job.
If you see Ms. Hira or Mureen or any of the others, then just say hello from Slippery Jack. So that you didn't see me.
Yeah.
Question. No, if I need to say that we talked to a witness, would you agree that your name is Paul?
For a second goes to disagree and then go, ooh, is this like a secret identity?
Would you agree that your name is Paul if I need to talk about witnesses?
My name is Paul.
Thank you.
Thumbs up from behind, like, yeah.
Preempting zone of truths. His name is Paul.
Yeah.
You have been named Paul.
Congratulations.
And you are that folk.
Yeah, you are.
Ooh. Oh, I'll have to get some sort of glamour again. I will find one. I am the forest, and we'll just kind of run behind a tree.
Well, it was good talking to you, Slippery Jack. I'm talking to a mushroom. It was good to meet you and talk. What?
He's the knight, mate. You can't control Slippery Jack. Could be anyone.
Very strange.
Okay.
So, are you going to begin making the journey back to Neverwinter?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a fairly uneventful trip. Like I said before, it takes kind of a day or two to get there from where it is. So enough time has passed that upon reaching the city, you could make contact with Garrel and find out about a meeting that had been potentially set up. So they don't want to actually talk to you on their ship. That was off the table immediately. But they agreed to meet at a local tavern. Do you know the Beast Leviathan?
Yeah.
I've been there once or twice.
I think it's fair to say, like, no roles required. It's a fairly well-known establishment in Neverwinter. But for those who don't know, and as you approach the Beach Leviathan, it is a tavern actually in the Neverwinter docks themselves. It is built in a former pirate ship that was named the Leviathan. But during a particularly bad storm, it was beached, hence the Beached Leviathan. It found itself run aground. And rather than try and go through the expense of fixing and, doing all the necessary repairs to get it seaworthy again, the owner merely had it converted into a tavern. So the owner, also, by the way, none of these are anagrams because this is from actual Neverwinter games. So don't sit there trying to work out what this is. Parag is a sallow, large-bodied man with a prosthetic foot in the shape of, pirate-like in the shape of just a solitary stick, log. Was the former captain of the Leviathan, and now kind of runs it as a tavern, hires a number of different bar staff, waiters and waitresses, that sort of thing. And this is the place that the meet has been set up for. So as you approach the meeting place, the evening has worn on. It is dark already, and there is a kind of a light fog just making visibility slightly difficult. You can see like the lanterns along the streets lighting the way, but very little kind of in the distance. What is everybody doing? Is everybody going to the meet?
It's my meet, so yes. Yeah. Going there, I've got some regalia on. I've got a couple of some attendants, the church with me, some officials. Anyone from this group who wants to come as church people liaisons? But yeah, I know everyone's got other specialties as well.
I mean, it might look a bit weird because either I come as a walking corpse or I come as a Clemfordite wearing a jaunty hat. I mean, if I'm coming, I'm probably going to have to stay in the background and be like, all watch. I'm happy to hide in an alleyway for a bit and like make sure no one sneaks around. Or, I mean, there's the possibility of actually they might be expecting us to rob the ship. But
See, that's what I was thinking.
yeah,
Perfect opportunity to go and do a recce, look in some windows, maybe just have a bit of a snoop around. They're clearly hiding something.
you do have that magic gun of yours if things get bad. Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, I'm happy.
Like, I'm not very good with diplomacy, so it's not really my scene anyway.
Is the ship docked, or is it just out to sea though? And they came in on little smaller ships. That's the question.
Would you have liked to have, like, before the meet, just kind of walk up the dock, see what you see? As you kind of walk along the, probably on the banks of the river, where the harbour is, rather than out on a pier, you can see that their ship is too large to dock. You can see it, so it's within eye shot. That doesn't sound right. It's within view. You can see it is this very long, very ornately appointed ship. Big red sails. Kind of because of the length of it, it's actually got 7 masts of varying heights down the center of it, and a couple on the side as well of the central mast. And you can just about make some of the larger details of the ship out. They have gone for a very obvious skull. I can't think of the word now. The ship's figurehead is a large skull with its mouth open, out of which the anchors hang like 2 fangs. Or they would were it not moored. They're obviously under the water, so it's just chains coming out of the mouth.
Well, they've got an aesthetic. You got to give them that.
They had vision.
But did they have wonder?
I need a yay card because I'm always like, yeah. No, what? No full team boo. Team yay. Oh no, big boo, the biggest boo, King Boo. What are you thinking? I can't. I mean, it's a distance.
It's a distance, but I'm sure there's little dinghies we can row out on. I'm pretty good swimmer.
Considers I'm also okay at swimming.
I mean, I prefer the boat because then I can.
Yeah.
Team Recce?
Team Recce, I guess. Yeah. I mean, also, if we get caught, it doesn't mean that we're going under the auspices of the church. We're just two pale folk out for a little row in the docks.
I did hear a tale once of this pirate who got a boat, one of those little dinghy things, and was able to sneak and take a boat that was apparently his, because he turned it over and walked across the seafloor with it and was able to breathe.
That wouldn't actually work in real life, though.
It's just a story that I heard
That's
at
not
this
scientifically possible.
at this very tavern, to be honest.
Unless we try. No. This is not the time. This is not the time for faux science.
Later is the time for faux science.
Yeah. We
That's
both
the time to breathe.
Yeah, I don't breathe. I think both me and Arcana do like the pointing at each other, where it's like weirdly we're like, yeah, sounds buddies.
You're so weird.
Yeah, we're just two oddballs who've just like, I guess we're friends now.
Listen, I've really been missing the collaborative nature of science and adventure.
Yeah.
I've been shut up in my room. It's really good to just kind of spit ideas at each other.
I told you it's good to get outside and, be with other people.
You did. You're a good buddy. Bump it.
No, wait. Hang on now. I'm going to do it. Yeah. Right. I'll stay with. I'm good at being stealthy as well, but I think it would be good if we are going to split up that I go with Zimoira and provide backup.
Please don't leave me with these people. I will kill them all. And then there will be an international incident, which we are not ready for yet.
You hear that? You hear that, Jakov? You're stopping a civil war. That's a big job. A big job for the former head of the Church of Clemvor. Congratulations. You've been promoted.
I was never...
Not a civil war. That would imply that it was Neverwinter v someone else within the Lord's Alliance.
We don't know what could end up. If I wouldn't. Yeah, you're right. It wouldn't be particularly civil, would it? It'd probably be a rude war of some kind.
Captain Neverwinter Civil War.
Sorry. We are splitting the party.
The Neverwinter soldier.
Yes! Yes! Inspiration for Sean. No, that's a bad idea considering we were going into diplomacy. No inspiration for anyone. Okay, yeah, no. We'll try. Meet you back. Do we want a meeting place?
The temple.
We'll get back to the temple. If you hear explosions...
The temple kind of makes me a bit uneasy. Can we just meet back at the Dolphin's Wake? Dolphin's Wake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. See you at dawn.
The temple is probably a fairly obvious place to meet up, given that some of you are masquerading as representatives of the Church of Columbia.
I am.
We could meet up at Beholderburger.
We'll go to Beholderburger.
That's outside the city, though. There's a traveling caravan.
But it's worth it for the burgers.
We'll chase them down.
I'll tell you what we could do. We could go to Beholderburger and wait for this all to blow over.
Blowing over is the entire city collapsing into a doom ring. Inaction is itself action. I said this to you when I sent you off to go to that burial mound. We're being heroes, Jakov. Big damn heroes.
Have we at any point gone past Neverwinter Castle? The ruined one? Because I remember in Viscous Cycle we went past it and you had described that it was now ruins and there was undead in there or something.
Okay, lore drop.
Here we go.
So yeah, the ruining, which was when the Mount, I pronounce it Hotino. Some people pronounce it Hotnau. The volcano not far from Neverwinter erupted, covered the city in ash, killed basically everybody, and in so doing also destroyed Castle Never, rendering it more or less uninhabitable. The royal family who resided within, every noble was killed. So Dagult Neverember, the current steward of Neverwinter, he does his a lot of his dealings out of the shrine of, I'm gonna get this wrong, is it Tyr or Helm? Where are my notes? I believe it's Helm. I'm gonna. In the Roll Together universe, it's now Helm, whether or not it's actually Helm. I've just looked. It's Tyr. The Hall of Justice, Tyr. That's where he kind of does a lot of his dealings, and obviously he doesn't live on site, but lives nearby. Whereas Castle Never is, for want of a better word, haunted, and a lot of forces vie over that. But that's probably going beyond what you would know.
Is it possible? Have we been past it on our way to the docks?
So it is. Neverwinter has 3 bridges. Need my notes again. 3 bridges. It has got the Dolphin, which is the eastmost bridge. Then in the center, the Winged Wyvern. And then the westmost bridge is the Sleeping Dragon. And they're all festooned with carvings and etchings to make them look like each of those creatures. And they all point, they all kind of splay out like spokes from Castle Never. So, you go to Dolphin's Wake Tavern, you can see Castle Never. You go, around to the docks, it's just on the opposite bank.
Not any strange 150-foot tall black obelisk style things popped up around the castle at all by any chance? Or any, to any sort of signs of life, people living, maybe camping out in there, maybe long red cloaks or something, I don't know.
Give me a perception roll. And I will allow anyone, if Jakarth's voiced this out loud, I would give everybody a chance to roll.
Yeah, I think as we gone over one of the bridges, I would have just gone, and sort of pointed at it.
Got a nat 20 for a 31.
Well, I got a nat 20 for 25.
Do you natural 20s?
I rolled well, so I got a 24.
Jakarth, I swear to God.
Josh? You got a natural 1, didn't you?
No.
What did
Natural 2.
Natural 20 for a 32.
Blimey.
Why did we burn our nats? Oh, God.
On the same roll for looking at a castle.
Aha!
I feel like I should plant it in there now just to reward 3 natural 20s on a single perception roll. But I will go on.
Because I don't like being outdone, I'm adding my d4 to this so that I have a 33.
He could also add
I
his...
shall remember this.
We cut to Evie falling off the ship and being like, well, if I had my D4, maybe this wouldn't have happened.
I feel like each of you are kind of spying so well, like as you're kind of moving along the bank opposite the castle, kind of like peering at it, but just as one of you gets a really good kind of glimpse at it, the next highest roll, just kind of the back of the head just peers up in your view, and it's like...
We are doing the Scooby-Doo stack, yeah, just like...
You can see the castle. I mean, it is a shadow of its former glory, but you can see the kind of elegance of the former structure, which seems to be untouched since the ruining. It's not showing any signs of life, and I think each of you have that kind of thought of, if you're going to hide a 150-foot monolith, this is the place to do it. But you can't see any new structures, you can't see any sign of tampering, you can't see any signs of life. But it does feel rude not to reward not just 1, not just 2, but 3 natural 20s. The ship they arrived on is at least 500 foot long.
The monoliths that we saw, did you say they were produced locally? It was the local stone, or does it look like they brought them from somewhere else?
So they can you give me a nature roll?
Yeah. I mean, I was so good at looking at plants earlier. You know, audience, people say that you never use nature in this game. I think this is like the 4th nature roll we've had. I mean, that's a dirty 20. God damn it, Giacomo, what's with you? Bloody loves rocks.
It looks like so you recall back to when you were investigating the monoliths before, and they were very strange. It looked like they had previously been separate slabs, but that whatever process it was that created it fused them together. And they did look like they had been moved from not super local, but they weren't within the forest, certainly. Like there wasn't really anywhere too easy to get 150-foot tall monoliths through the forest.
Right, so again, sort of like looking at Jakarth's like, it's a good point. I mean, if they're going to try and smuggle it in, I mean, it's the fact that all 4 of us are able to look at it from this bridge means that, but it's a big place.
It's not just that, with the amount of chasms and tunnels and things that are underneath the city. I wouldn't put it past. I wouldn't put it past them to maybe sneak the stuff out of the bottom of the boat, bottom of their ship, should I say? Boat isn't a bit insulting for something so big, and maybe take it through a crack in the bed of the. It put it through the crack and put it through the bed of the seabed. The seabed is what I'm trying to say. Oh. If there's like holes or cracks or anything, or if there's something like a smuggler's bit in the docks or something, I don't know.
They don't need to necessarily put it into the courtyard. They just need to build it somewhere.
Yeah.
And there, as you say, if there's all these tunnels, they could already.
It doesn't necessarily need to be assembled straight away, either. They could assemble that. They're powerful magic users. They could probably take it in crates and then assemble it when they need it.
Additionally, if they have capacity for spells to make things smaller.
Yes.
So it's an ancient castle. Who knows what stuff's already hidden down there? You know, if it needs to be those rocks in particular, or if it could be any kind of like large arcane. I suppose they brought the monoliths from wherever they got them.
Right, so you two are going to go to the ship, and then the 2 of us will provide distraction and try and get answers.
Yeah. I mean, scary. I mean, we could try and sink the ship. I mean, that would really scupper it, but we'll see. We'll play it by ear.
Could also cause like an international incident, which is why I'm going with Moira to prevent it from our end. I can't prevent it from our end, and then you go cause it from your end.
Kraken. Who would have thought Kraken?
We'll see how this goes. We'll play it by ear.
The 2 chaotic ones look at the We fear no gods.
Right, Moira, I'll follow your lead.
Cool. I will be rude to them, but they'll be expecting it. They'll think it's ruder if I'm not.
Play it by ear. They might not notice straight away.
Team play it by ear.
I love Sid Moira's logic of they expect me to be rude, so it's actually ruder if I don't fulfill that expectation. So I've got to be super rude.
If I go in and try and be all like diplomatic and let's all get along, we don't get on. We are fundamentally opposed. They'll know that I'm trying to play a ruse or something. If I go up there going, you're in my city and I don't like it, so we're going to fucking deal with it, they'll get that more and think that nothing's going on.
I'm just saying, maybe you don't have a career in politics.
We need to find like a diplomacy wing of the church. The one who can be the one who does like the, the tease. And like, oh yeah, it's lovely to come. I was in more, like, what the fuck is, get out.
Well, maybe, and this might be a revolutionary suggestion, but maybe, religion shouldn't be playing a part in politics, and I'm going to leave it there.
No, impossible.
The nicey, all I'm saying is the nicey diplomacy wing did get themselves corrupted and then try and bring a death goddess to our realm of existence. So maybe not the way to go.
To be fair, Ragnar is a life goddess, So.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, she's a life goddess. The practicality of that.
Things need to die.
I
So-
would like to die nicely, please.
I'm gonna live forever.
When they're supposed to.
So we have Team Sneaky Sneaky and Team Nicey Nicey.
Yep.
Team Sneaky Sneaky. You are seeking a way to get aboard the boat, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Maybe first getting a little boat and just having a row around.
Okay. Do you want to steal a boat or do you want to hire a boat? Because there are people that rent out boats by the hour.
Could rent one.
Yeah.
Try and be above board while we can, and then, throw the morality out the window when need must.
So yeah, you will as you're going along the docks. You do spy a couple of places, and there's a goblin man stood by a sign. It just says Prish's rowboats. And he's just trying to make a couple of silver, rent out a rowboat. He's doing the kind of salesperson thing. Step right up, go. Lovely rowboat out on the. I know it's gotten a bit dark and it's foggy, but it's romantic weather, isn't it? You sir, do you want to rent a boat?
You were saying it's particularly romantic and particularly nice this time of year.
Oh yeah, the fog's very romantic fog.
Oh, well, my good lady wife and I would enjoy a ride around Neverwinter Harbour, yes.
Yes, dear.
She...
I have disadvantage on all deception. My little followers' eyes zing up, antlers grow.
Just, but yes.
I am going to ask for the deception check. I mean, you lied straight off the bat.
Do you want one from me as well?
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah. Disadvantage, yeah.
13.
13,
6.
okay.
Yeah.
And a 6.
Hey, do you want a D10? Does it matter? Or...
I
don't know. I don't know if it really matters if this goblin thinks that our marriage isn't working or not.
Maybe I'm there to serve you divorce papers. I'm just saying.
No, not out on the water.
It's more that at this point he thinks that he knows that you're not Giacomo's wife, but he's just thinking, oh, he is married. He can tell that you're married because you're wearing presumably a ring from your crocodile wife.
I love my crocodile wife.
From Boo. But he's also gleaned that this is not, in fact, your wife. But as long as he makes a couple of silver out of it, he is not going to ask questions.
I think sort of like going, let's just keep it between the two of us. You have a lovely rowboat.
Free silver, that's very generous, thank you. What? Yeah, there you go. That's you got that rowboat for a couple of hours.
Thank you, my good fella. Come along, dear. Let's go see. Are you rowing? I think that's the thing. Giacomo's like, oh, and looks back, and the corner's already started. We're pulling away. Like, goodbye.
And we will leave that there. Zimmoira and Jakarth, you approach this beach leviathan. So, as previously mentioned, it is a galleon, a pirate galleon that used to harry ships up and down the Sword Coast, but of much more recent years is doing business as a tavern. Where it was beached, they've kind of put an entranceway in the. I'm gonna have to look at what they call it. The kind of the lowest floor of the ship, which the first floor is known as the hold, and it's kind of like where the main tavern area is. There's a bouncer outside the venue, who's a half orc known as Feng. I imagine that. I don't know so much Zinmoira, but Jakarth probably has at least done some, like, been here, frequented. He's not keeping people out so much as just making sure no one's making trouble.
Good day.
I have cast Eagle Splendor on myself.
Nice.
I go in.
Lovely. Yeah. Evening both. Evening. Bars in there. You've been before. Bar, second level, upper level, wherever you want it.
Yeah, once or twice, thank you. You wouldn't happen to have seen any people wearing red robes, slightly...
Yeah, red's in season, isn't it?
Sorry?
Red's in season, isn't it?
It is, but I'm looking in particular for some people wearing red robes, slightly lacking of hair, maybe. Very
bold and red robes.
Spellcaster vibes coming from them, sort of thing.
Yeah. They're inside. They've got a table already.
Brilliant. Today, which floor are they on?
Oh, they're on they're on the upstairs. They're up on the scrolls to appropriate bit on the deck.
Okay, we need to go to scrolls to appropriate bit.
So you enter in through this part through into the hold, and there's a spiral staircase winding around the central mast, which leads to all of the floors. So it goes through the second floor, which is known as the quarters, and then up to the deck. And as you ascend the spiral staircase and slowly, your heads rise over into view, and you can see the table with 3 red wizards sat at it. That is where we are going to end tonight's episode. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for this very, I think, lore-heavy episode, but hopefully it has whet your appetites. I was going to say something else there, and I don't think that was appropriate. Hopefully you are intrigued about the events of the campaign to come. If you enjoyed tonight, we play D&D, play other TTRPGs on every Monday and Tuesday from 6 p.m. UK time. All of our shows are streamed at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg, and you can find all of our content archived at youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg. A massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. There will be a link in the chat now. Thank you very much, mods. So please do join them, because every penny helps us to make all of the fantastic content that we do. A big thank you again to all of our sponsors and supporters, and don't forget, we're all over the socials as, you guessed it, Roll Together RPG. Thanks for watching, and we will see you soon.